What's going on, y'all? This is your boy J.DAREL, and I am back in the sanctuary. What's going on, my saints? How you guys' day been going so far? I hope all is well. I have stepped into the sanctuary to give my full-on review and thoughts on the whole season 4 of Have and Have Nots. This will be particularly directed towards episode 19, Haunted by Surname. I know I haven't been up on my stuff dealing with the haves and the have-nots and making sure that I have reviews and everything out. Kind of been lazy on some end, busy on another, and sometimes just not feeling like doing it. I feel like if I'm not going to give you 100%, then I'm not going to do it at all. But lately I've been getting some videos. I have been giving you guys some content, been doing some new things, but definitely want to go ahead and at least step in and give you guys a review instead of some reaction videos regarding the have and the have not. So let's get into it. So we kick off this review where we left off last week, and we left off with the congressman speaking directly with Candace and basically trying to get her to take on this new leash, take on this new life, take on this new transition of getting her background clear, getting her cleared off the internet with the escorting and all the things she's done, especially with the case that's going on with Quincy that involves her brother and also involves Harrington. So he's basically talking to her and basically gave her an ultimatum or basically a deal. And basically, as you know, Benny's already in police custody held by Secret Service regarding that, and how everything has already been set up now is David has some type of way he kind of basically pissed off David. So of course they got him with the Secret Service. They got him all mixed up, especially knowing that he had something to do with Quincy's death and basically trying to cover up his son involvement in it and try to have him to take the downfall. So basically the congressman has him wrapped up and basically have him to take the downfall since he was at the scene, since his bracelet was found at the scene, that they have DNA, etc. So he basically asked her, do you want him to take the downfall so we can go ahead and get you clear, get your case clear, and get you on? Basically wants her at the inauguration, dancing with his daughter, basically on his side as I would guess a prize woman or a certificate wife or however you want to put that. And she's at the moment, she's like, hell no, I'm not going to do that at all. So we get back to his apartment, and we are there, and she's with his counselor for him to be, become sober and become clean, all the detox and everything. So she's meeting with him. Basically, he just woke up and was like, how's your day going? Basically conversing or trying to get a start, see where his mind is in regarding to that. He's like, everything is good so far. I'm good as far as the day goes, but when it's night, that's when the urge for me wanting drugs comes in. But she's like, okay, that's fine. Then we're gonna go ahead and get you some exercise or get you mind on something positive, something consistent, so you're not pronging or wanting to do that. So with that being said, she's like, where is the questionnaire? He's like, the questionnaire is in there. Basically asking him what is his goals, what he wants to do, and basically he's telling her and explaining to her that his whole life was planned. And so he wanted to be a firefighter. He always had classes here, youth events there, camps there. Basically never had anything interest that he really wanted to do without it already going through his parents and already being done. So they're having a conversation, trying to get what his mindset is. They're having a very good conversation, very good scene here. And then that's basically what that scene consists of. Then the call happens, and guess who it is? It's the DA. So Cryer gets a call basically stating that, hey, what is this woman's name? Like, what is her name? Like, Jennifer Salas is no longer with us. She was killed. So they want to meet up with him to see what ties he had, or do he know anything about that, or could possibly have any ideas. This should be a very interesting scene and conversation to, yeah, that should be very interesting. I cannot play right now with Veronica. Veronica plays too much, and it's like the way she taps into the art of acting and the art of this character. Sometimes it scares the hell out of me. But we are at the police station, and Veronica finally got them to go ahead and have Hannah to go ahead and see Benny. But she comes in, only the grandmother can come in. And she's like, I'm his mother. She's like, I forgot. Sometimes I forget sometimes. Oh, well, I'm sorry, it's his mother. You can come in. And she's like, be after you. And she's like, do you have arthritis, child? I was like, oh, you just you just so devious. I can't. But they finally get in, and she's sitting, it's Veronica, Benny, and then also Hannah. So they question him, and he's like, I can't say anything, they're recording everything. She's like, did you kill Quincy? He was like, no. And she said, look me in my eyes. My eyes a little bit red. I don't know if they're agitated, but they're not. I guess it's probably from sleep. But she's like, look me into my eyes. And he said, did you kill that boy? And he's like, Mom, I told you before, I didn't kill her. And so he's going on talking about the Secret Service and things like that. And she said, the cop said it was another man in there. Who is it? Do you know who it is? He's like, no. Of course, Benny and Hannah knows who killed. And also, Veronica knows. But Veronica don't know that they know and that they're, So she steps out like she's getting ready to, after he tells them that he took his DNA and everything. She goes out like she's going to speak to a supervisor, and he has the two names. But she's calling her Connect and got the two names of Secret Service and Secret Service and I forgot the other one. And the National Guard or whatever it was. And trying to get some connect, trying to get some answers and things on them because they're not telling her anything. So while she's out talking to them, Beanie is like, so did Jeffrey did? He's like, yes, Jeffrey did, and these things like that. So she's like, I need some relief. She's like, have you spoken to that girl, Candace? And basically it was like, in those regards, does she know that her child has been killed? And she's like, haven't called. It's all on the news. She haven't called. She haven't did nothing. And he's like, well, have you called her? She's like, no, and I'm not going to call her. And she's like, have you called her? He haven't called her, and things of that nature. So she's like, the child that had her own child killed. Now she got you back, and she's like, Lord, I just need some relief. You just got to give me some. I mean, she's just going in, and basically she just fed up. She's still trying to cope and deal with the loss of the grandchild, trying to give him a better life, and then still after all of that, Candace's old lifestyle and present lifestyle still kicks in and still controls every facet of their life. It's just funny how everybody's tied into each other's lifestyle, from the halves with the Criers and the Harringtons, and then you got the Youngs, how they're just so intertwined into each other's lifestyle. One is involved here, another is involved here, this is involved there. There's just so many pieces it's just ridiculous. I count. So we are at the hotel with Candace and this other girl. And I'm not sure if this was revealed in the first season, but bitch, I didn't know that their friendship consists of her being a pimp and that being that bottom bitch. I didn't know that they had that type of relationship. I thought there's two good escorts that was like running the streets or had very good ties and connections, but I didn't know that she was learning from Candace. So now everything is starting to come together, even going back seasons and seasons before. But like I told y'all in my previous reviews, even from last season, even when she was there during the whole process of killing Quincy, I told y'all that girl had a look in her eye when she looks at Candace and knows all the information that she was deviating something, and this whole time she's been orchestrated. Now, the whole time that she's even trying to get to David, I'm not sure if David knows, but I don't think that she's really going to do what Candace need her to do, because slowly she's falling for David, and secondly, she doesn't care anything about Candace. She's been their bottom hole and been treated like that so times. And by the way, that slap scared the hell out of me. I wasn't expecting that, but it all makes sense now. So she goes into the closet, gets her dress, and she also says that dress you had, and this is the reason I'm not going to tell you where I'm at, because that dress had a ghetto ass hood sit on it from War, and I think you're still messing with him, but I'm not going to tell you that. But it's insinuating that, hey, I'm on to you on a certain instance. So she's like, yeah, and those would go. So she's hiring her to get back at David, which is not going to go successful because David is already steps ahead of her, and she's also still doesn't know that her son is dead. Which is like, it seems like she thinks she's winning in a sense, but she's steady losing because she's losing on the back end. And it's steady coming back to her because she got people fighting against her. She got this person that wants to have her brother taken down for something that she's done. And also David has a hand in it, and Cryer has a hand in it. So it's crazy all in itself. And like I said again, the ties that's involved is ridiculous. Like I can't. But after she leaves, she goes in and calls War. And she's like, that bitch just slapped me. War, she's here. You gotta send somebody now. And I'm like, bitch, like, why is she getting so buck? You should have got buck with her. But I also understand what your plan is, so we cannot do that. Not right now, but I get the picture, but it's all starting to make sense to me, and it's crazy. I'm waiting to see how this unfolds. I know you fucking lying. Now, this whole time, I didn't know. This whole time, I thought it was just a deal between Veronica and the girl based on her, loving her father. So she said, I do this to make sure my father's bills get paid and make sure he lives, being that he was on cancer. But I didn't know in this episode that when the mother walked in, that the mother was in on it, knowing that the son was gay, knowing the whole lifestyle based on because of the daughter telling her. And the mother is in on it too. Basically, man, and we learned that this is not the first time Melissa has tried to kill herself. She's tried to do it several times when she's a teen. So I'm wondering if she was trying to do this several times as a teen, that posed to question either there was an identity crisis or she was going through something in her childhood, or number one, because that was number two, or number one, the mother has done this before on several occasions. And then for her to find Veronica, and the Veronica and her mother is the same way. So we can understand why she wants to kill herself. We understand why she was trying to do that based upon, trying to keep her father alive now that her father's dead. And they're still trying to prolong this in regards now, because they don't have, now it's almost like, okay, since the bills is done, but still the father is still dead, they owe her in gratuity or money. But now it's like, they really don't have anything else ties to her but this baby, which she's tried to get rid of. But then it's like, now is really the focus is on Jeffrey, because now Veronica still has the upper hand. So I'm like, I can understand why she's in the state of mind that she wants to kill herself, because what they wanted out the deal was for their father to live, which he didn't. So now Veronica is paying for the funeral and everything else. It's like, this is, I can't. This is, I just can't. Bitch, I cannot deal right now. Let's see, we get into, after Veronica tells Catherine, meet me in my house in 10 minutes, they pull up to the house. After, because we're going to go ahead and skip that whole scene with the congressman, and which could go tell Candace that her son was dead about the crossfire, and she's like, what did you do? Heifer, girl, ain't nobody finna go that far to try to cure your son. I mean, it's not that serious. If I want you to go down, I can just tell him where you are and have you go down and be done. But she's like, she starts crying, tells them to get out, and gets all emotional. And they tell you how he was shot and what the motel was, because of course she was there and know the son was there. So no, she immediately knew that War had something to do with it. So she's like, oh my God, what did I do? And this scene, I could not feel sympathy for Candace, because everything that you've done in your past life and even now present is now walking into your present life and starting to crossfire. So I couldn't sympathize with her in this scene. She's like, what did I do? I'm like, Heifer, you knew exactly what you have done. But I digress in that situation. This last scene. So when they finally meet her, Veronica and Catherine are at the house, and she has the gasoline that gave character the mess. So she's putting gasoline and everything around the house, and she's like, Veronica, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm lighting up the house. If there's no evidence, if there's no evidence, then there's crime. You're not gonna drag me into this. And she's like, okay, because it's so I love because even when the Asian person came in to talk to Catherine, Veronica stood in the back, also remembering what Catherine told her of how she's going to get her off. So even if they were bickering, going back and forth with each other, I love when it's like evil twins. Like the evil twins came and reunited, and instantly things began to walk into place. Catherine, don't talk to him. You know you're supposed to have an arrest warrant before you start asking these questions. And even going back into the house is like, light the match. So she lights the match and she burns down the house. She's like, is Jim there? She's like, who gives a damn? And then the camera is turning up at an angle, and it's like the evil twins of power in Savannah, Georgia, has now linked together, put aside their differences to go ahead and get this together. And I ain't gonna lie, even though I don't like it, I love it because it gives you that sense of urgency. It's like I'm ready to see what happens next, and I can tell you, just like this episode gave me some, next episode is going to give me more. I cannot wait. So finally Candace is going to get herself together and try to get war set up and all this situation. And what else? Even because War basically stated that he's going to be at his grandmother's restaurant, and that's what hangs out at. That's Mama Rose's restaurant. So I'm guessing within that information in next week's episode, this is gonna be a hell of a review. So you might want to go ahead and tune in because I am going ham for next week's review. So this was season 4, episode 19. Okay, get into this review. Like this video, thumbs it up, leave your comments on the section below. I would love to converse with you about this episode and the season thus far. Share this video wherever you share your social media videos. And this is your boy J.DAREL stepping out of the sanctuary. Peace.